Remember day one of the Trump administration when President Trump signed an executive order? I'm pretty sure it was day one. It was day one or week one when he signed an executive order, and it was titled something along the lines of ending political weaponization of government. Yeah, that was good times, wasn't it? And it was awesome for the 60 seconds that executive order lasted, because in this same executive order, he politically weaponized the government against the committees that were investigating him and against the people who were investigating him. Letitia James and some others are yet again in the crosshairs of the Trump administration, with criminal referrals being cooked up as we speak. Have a story here from CBS News. Trump official refers New York AG Letitia James for prosecution after a previous case was dismissed. A Trump administration official has made new criminal referrals against New York Attorney General Letitia James to federal prosecutors in Miami and Chicago for two cases of possible homeowner insurance fraud, sources familiar with the matter told CBS News. Officials in President Trump's administration have repeatedly pursued legal actions against James, a long-lasting Trump foe. In a Truth Social post Wednesday night, Mr. Trump wrote that James had been referred again for criminal prosecution for alleged homeowner fraud. This is rich for so many reasons, but previously, the president wouldn't be commenting on DOJ cases or any cases even remotely similar to this. Instead, he gets to talk about them all the time. And not only does he talk about them, he personally orders these indictments. We've never seen the presidency, like the president and the DOJ, be so intertwined ever. Did we ever see Biden and Merrick Garland as in the same room together? I'm sure there's been times, but just picture how often you see Trump with Pam Bondi at his hip. Pulte sent one of Wednesday's referrals to Jason Redding Quinenos, the U.S. Attorney General for the Southern District of Florida. That prosecutor is currently leading another investigation into Obama-era officials, including former director of the CIA, John Brennan, over an intelligence assessment that determined that Russia had tried to interfere in the 2016 presidential election to help benefit Mr. Trump. Last year, Quinones also sought records in connection with special counsel Jack Smith's investigations into Mr. Trump, sources previously said. In a separate letter Wednesday to Andrew Botras, the U.S. Attorney for the Northern District of Illinois, Pulte alleged James may have falsified information on an application to the Illinois-based Allstate. Oh, Jesus. James was charged in a federal court last fall on counts of bank fraud and making false statements to a financial institution, alleging the misrepresented information about a property in Virginia seek more favorable mortgage terms, but those charges were later dismissed. The indictment came after Pulte had referred her to the department for possible mortgage fraud, though the charges turned on a different property that was not listed in his referral. Trump administration was targeting her for political reasons. In between President Trump's terms in the White House, James sued him in a civil court for allegedly lying about the value of his real estate assets. A New York judge found Mr. Trump and his company liable for fraud and ordered them to pay hundreds of millions of dollars, but an appellate court later threw out the financial judgment. So that's exactly why he is going after her. And the thing is, we have infinitely more proof that Trump committed fraud, like a real estate fraud on a mass scale, than Letitia James. Let's be real, okay? Show me the evidence against Letitia James, and I'll show you the evidence against Trump. All right, even if both these motherfuckers are guilty, one of the guilty parties shouldn't be the leading figure of locking up other parties for doing the same thing. Again, Letitia James' crimes, even if she's guilty of it, which I doubt she is nowhere near what Trump himself has done. A federal judge dismissed the bank fraud indictment in November on the grounds that interim U.S. Attorney Lindsey Halligan was appointed to the role unlawfully. A separate criminal case brought by Halligan against former FBI Director James Comey was also dismissed. The following month, two federal grand juries declined to reindict James on bank fraud charges. It's almost like because there's no evidence there, and this is just completely and politically motivated. The indictment alleged James bought a house in Virginia in 2020 with a mortgage that required her to use it as a second home, but she instead rented it out and used it as an investment property, allowing her to get a lower mortgage rate. So even if that's true, that is still nowhere near what Trump did. I'm not trying to play whataboutisms here, but I will not accept the person who has committed the most fraud to be the arbiter of like, yeah, I'm going to lock other people up for fraud. And I'm going to continue to commit fraud. And I'm also going to continue to pardon other fraudsters that have either gave me money or are my friends. Like, after all this is over, we need to give these motherfuckers a real lesson in political weaponization. Yep, I said it. They are all going to jail. But here's the difference. We have evidence because there is no question of the crimes you committed. You guys openly brag about most of them. Okay? The difference is we're actually going to be able to secure indictments from grand juries because we will actually have evidence because you have actually committed crimes. That's the difference. You can scream and call it political weaponization all you want, but it will be backed by truth and real evidence, real law and order. That's all I have for this one. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I will see you in the next one. If you made it to this point in the video, I just want to give a special thank you. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button down below, and if you really enjoyed it, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button while you're down there. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. I will try to reply to any and all comments that I can. Until next time, watch that video on screen.